right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Teacup for One Alfred Hitchcock movie marathon. Fun fact, this is the last show of the calendar year. Surprise circumstances have made it so. And so we're here talking about a movie widely considered to be one of the greatest of all time. I wouldn't say that, but other people have, and we're going to unpack why. Tonight we were talking about Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, the movie that gave us the effect where it goes like this. Good times. Plus also Jimmy Stewart again, because why not? Let's see who we have in the chat here. Looks like we have the usual suspects. We have my cats. Sabrina did not watch this movie. She did not see me watching it. Eliza also did not watch this movie. I watched it early this morning at like 7 o'clock. So they were still asleep and doing cat things. And then my mom says she doesn't remember watching this, but remembers watching all of the other Hitchcock films. All of them? I don't think so. Anyway, let's bring in our first guest for tonight. Look, everyone, it's Vince. I can't hear you, though. No. Maybe it's just me. No, I don't think so. No. Cats, viewers, can you hear Vince? Vince, can you hear me? Okay. I can't. Where are you, though? Where are you? Where's your sound? I don't know. I don't know. But okay. I don't read the lips. Okay, hold on. Can I edit your mic settings? No, I can't. I can adjust? No, I can't do it. No. I have some powers, but they're limited. No. Well, maybe if you leave and come back. Hold on. Yeah, no. What's happening? Okay, the viewers have confirmed. It's not just me. She represents herself and two cats. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Almost. There we go. Okay. 1 second. It's weird because I feel like I can hear crickets. Oh, hello? I heard something. Yes.
Yeah, I had to switch to the AirPods. This mic, I have this mic plugged in. It's a great mic. I used it for only time will tell back in the day. And I don't know. I've got to figure that out. But hey,
we're here now.
How's it going, people? I'm sorry about the dead air. That's unforgivable. That's the first thing they teach you in broadcasting school.
I'm sure it is. I didn't go there, so I don't know. But I hate
it. This is my fault. But hey, I'm excited to be here. I'm sick as a dog. I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. So this episode is brought to you by Hall's Relief. I recommend Hall's Black, like the black packaging. Like don't mess around.
That's the little blue
frog. Yeah. Get that frog out of your throat and go with the Black Halls.
That's what they keep telling Miss Piggy. So there you go.
Hell yeah. How you doing, Matt?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm sorry to hear this is the last episode of the year, but that just means we can do some more Hitchcock in January.
Exactly. We can program more movies. We could do North by Northwest, find out why it's Ben Dooley's favorite, see if we agree.
Yeah. We could do Rope. I hear Rope is pretty cool.
I said that.
You said that? Perfect.
Yeah. Remember were you here last week? I can't remember.
I was here last week.
Okay. Yeah. Remember,
I was very out of it last week, though.
Anna asked what our favorite Hitchcock movies were, and for whatever reason, I said Rope because I don't think. But it's like I remember it.
Right. Well, isn't that like 3 takes or something, or 3 shots?
No,
Three
they make it
super
look
long
like
shots.
it is, but they mask a few cuts. But generally, it is a lot of like long takes.
Right. So it's kind of like 1917. They do that where it's like,
Really?
it's clearly a few different very long shots that are sewn together
And
through
Birdman,
excellent editing. And
Birdman's a
Birdman.
yeah. Although there is one shot that is a very like distinct, obvious, clear cut, and it's a reaction. It's Jimmy Stewart again. They say something, then Jimmy Stewart then like cuts to Jimmy Stewart turning around and looking, and I think that's the only distinct unmasked cut in the whole movie because they Hitchcock, Alfie wanted us to pay attention to that reaction from Jimmy Stewart.
It's very artistic.
Yeah.
The man was a genius. There's no doubt about it.
I don't know. The more we watch these movies, the more I'm like, what was the big deal? Like, why?
He was the Stan Lee of his time with his cameos.
Okay, that's fair. And again, I missed him in this movie. I missed him.
Oh yeah, well, I've been watching him with a buddy of mine who's a bit of a Hitchcock fan, so he's always pointing Hitchcock out.
Where was he in this one?
Like closer to the beginning, I think in front of the police station.
Oh, okay. Okay. Enjoy that. Love that for him. Love that for him.
I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but he looked a lot thinner in this film than he did in the previous one.
Interesting. So these were made pretty close together, like with it. Yeah. Who knows? It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Yeah. Yeah. So Vince, what is your scariest height encounter? Height. Yeah, like the highest you've been where you were scared, even if you weren't scared, the highest you've ever been, height-wise.
Hang on a second. Okay, height-wise, of course.
Height-wise,
the highest I've ever been. I've
And
been
if-
on the
or
CN
if-
Tower.
Did you do
You
the
know
edge
what?
walk?
When never did the edge walk, but you know when you're a kid jumping around on the glass floor, that's some spooky stuff.
I guess.
But I'll tell you what, I fell down a flight of stairs and broke my femur bone once. That was kind of shitty.
That counts.
That sucked. That wasn't as high as the CN Tower, though.
No.
If I had to choose between the two, I'd pick falling down the stairs every time.
Have you ever fallen from a height? Have you ever fallen from a high height?
No. Like I tried rock climbing a couple times. There's always a mattress down there, so
fair.
It's all good.
I just remember
and
belay ready.
Yeah, never really took to the mountain climbing though. I can't do it. I really admire people who can do it, but I can't. Not yet, at least.
No. It confuses me because when they bring those rock climbing walls, they have the very like ergonomic, colorful grip things, and all I can think is nature doesn't have those.
Yeah, I know.
Failure.
And like, hey, since you made them, can you make them a little bigger? Like,
exactly.
If you make them stick out a little bit bigger, that would be better for the beginner courses, you know.
Exactly.
And as you level up, if you want to make them smaller, great. But like the beginner little rock things that you grab onto should be bigger, in my opinion.
Actually, thinking back to grade 9, like the 1 week when they set those up in our gym class, that was probably one of the scariest height encounters I've ever had, even though I don't remember it. I just know I had to do it. And I remember looking forward to it, but then in the moment, I probably got really scared because I always forget I'm afraid of heights until I'm at a height.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. My father is deathly afraid of heights. Doesn't like them one bit. I get you. There's a few bridges, a few like rope bridges I've been across. You know, where it's got the rope at the side and the wooden planks.
Yeah. Are you in a harness?
No. And this was in the Dominican Republic. I went across one of these.
Oh, God.
And we probably shouldn't have because we're all a little tipsy at the time. But you know what? We made it, and it was fine. And we were a lot more confident than we should have been. But hey, look, rope bridges, they're designed to be a little scary. They're the roller coaster of the old age.
Every time I've seen a rope bridge, it's always come with like harnesses so that if you fall, you don't die.
Oh yeah, no, this was old school back in like 2012, 2013.
Don't like
I don't know. Maybe they've tightened things up since then.
I did zip line in Mexico, so I guess that was pretty high.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I've never been a big fan of the zip lining. I've done it once or
Really?
twice, and I think I'm good for the rest of my life.
No, it was nice. It was smooth. It was smoother than I thought it would be. Like the
Hmm.
initial push is scary, but yeah, once
Yeah.
you're gliding, it's great.
Look, I'll
Yeah.
take the zip lining over bungee jumping any day of the
I would
week.
I would never, nor would
Yeah.
I ever like skydive. Never. Nope.
You see, that's wild to me. Or like the where you got the air suit with the wings, and you can and
Okay.
like they're going like 20 feet above like a rock surface, and they're going 60 miles an hour. It's incredible.
That sound you know who you know what else is incredible? Jeanette. Look, Jeanette's here.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome
Hey.
to Vertigo Night. So I'm not
How's
sure
it
if you've heard, but
going?
we're talking about heights. Oh yeah, how is it going?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Last show of the year.
Yeah, I know. Bittersweet.
I
Yeah.
know,
It
but
means Christmas is almost here, but it also means no more shows till next year.
I know, but Halloween too. And
Yeah,
so many-
Halloween too.
yeah, but
And-
it
I
just
did my
and
Halloween
Thanksgiving.
in September. I'm ready.
Mm.
oh yeah, the haunt. You did the haunt.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to a spirit Halloween last weekend, and that kind of kicked off the season for me. So for me, it's kind of just starting. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is kind of
Very
like
nice.
it's like we're having an intermission, much like the Wicked movies did to us. It's not as long as the Wicked movie, but yeah. Good time. Jeanette, what is the highest height? Yeah, we're in intermission. What is the highest height or the scariest experience you have ever had with heights?
The highest height. I mean, I've been on like a mountain, I guess, but like that's you don't feel the height then. Not anything like just an act to me coming from somewhere that's below sea level, just being on a mountain is high. But I did at Jazzland before it was consumed by Hurricane Katrina. I did one of those launch things where you're like in the ball and they like shoot you up, and where it's like it's almost
shit.
like where you're in the ball that's like almost on two bungees and you go
Oh,
way up.
okay.
And then they shoot the ball, they like let the ball go or whatever. And me and my friend did that. So that's probably like the most intense height situation. I've fallen from somewhere high but not terribly high, and injured myself. I've seen girls fall from like second and third story, the top of the pole, and fall.
Oh wow.
And that's never fun. Yeah, that's scary.
As like part of the act or by mistake?
No, it was no. Although yes, I've climbed up to this top of the second story and then intentionally gone very fast down. And that's always fun.
Yeah, but that was polling. That wasn't
was intentional. Yes, that is fun. But no, I've seen people do it unintentionally, and that's not so fun.
Not so fun either. No,
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's not even that high, but the one distinct memory I have of being really scared of heights was I was working some type of event in downtown Toronto that involved like a big truck or a car. And like when I say truck, it was think like ice cream truck style, like that type of vehicle. And for whatever reason, I had to help them dismantle something that was attached to the truck. So I like climbed the ladder to the top of the truck, and then just being on top of the roof of this vehicle, I had a pseudo vertigo moment of like, I'm higher than I realized I was going to be. I really don't. Yeah. It wasn't even
I've been there
comparatively, but yeah. And I mean, I have been high up in other capacities like roller coasters, rides, balconies, buildings, etc. But that's the one that truck. It was that truck that did me in. There we go.
Damn.
I know. So anyway,
I'm glad.
What's that?
I'm glad we're all okay.
I know.
Yes.
Me too. We all survived.
Yeah.
We all survived the sketchy carnival attractions.
Regardless of our stupidity.
No kidding.
I wasn't even stupidity. It was just unsafe.
No, yeah, yours was nice and tame.
Exactly. So yeah, Vertigo. What fun. Had anyone seen this movie prior to watching for this week?
No.
I mean,
Always heard that I should. Always wanted to.
I'm curious to hear if it lived up to that. Yeah, this is my second time, I think, watching it. I would have watched this around the time that I was more invested in Alfred Hitchcock, probably like high school, early university days. And I did have a few very distinct memories of like images. And I remembered the basic plot because there is not really much of a plot. So I remembered what the plot was. But some of the images that stood out for me that were pretty spot on in revisiting the movie were, spoilers for anyone, but whatever. Him throwing the other blonde lady, like the snapped neck. I remembered that. And I distinctly remembered Kim Novak walking down the hallway in the gray suit, and then again coming out of the bathroom with the hair done up as like this weird haunting moment. And it still was. And in some ways that was more unsettling for me now than it was the first time I watched it. And then the rest of the movie, well, we'll get there, but I'm curious to know now, what were your first impressions watching it as first timers? Let's start with Vince.
You know what? Right off the bat, I'll say this is my least favorite Hitchcock film.
Whoa!
But I still think it's pretty good.
Okay.
You know, I would say it's like a 7.5, which is what I gave Superman, the James Gunn Superman. So it's in good company.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, good.
But listen, I think when it's good, it's great. And when it's not so good, it's a little boring. And I almost fell asleep at times. And that's okay. You know, maybe he could have trimmed a little bit of it, but it's fine. You know, I think I don't know, I think there's some great editing decisions. I think the twist, like, damn, the movie, I was convinced that the portrait was haunted. You know, am I the only one who thought that there was?
No,
it led
I was
us
like,
on.
oh, is he actually going to have like a supernatural twist? You know, because usually there's a real world explanation in his movies. So yeah, I thought the same thing.
He strung us along with the haunted portrait. Then it turned out to be like, a kind of well thought out murder plan. He's not a great detective, though. I'll be honest. He's a better detective than the guy in Rear Window, but like, I mean, the shitty detective who didn't do anything in Rear Window.
Oh, I thought you meant James Stewart in Rear Window. Okay, but yeah.
No, I would say Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window is smarter than Jimmy Stewart in this.
Oh yeah. I approached this movie from the very beginning of thinking, in my mind, this is almost like a non-canon follow-up to Rear Window. Like, what did he do after? Like, he divorced the blonde lady. He's still dealing with his own stuff. In my mind, it was like, this is just whatever that guy's name was last week. It's him again. It's him. And like, he had the corset on at the beginning. He was still like physically. Oh,
his name last week wasn't his name like Lyndon B. Johnson or something? But that was years before the guy was elected. So that's kind of wild.
Last week he had like a weird nickname that wasn't real. What was it? Hold on. Jeff. He was LB Jeff. Jeff.
Okay, he was LBJ. He was still LBJ.
Yes.
That was my first thought.
Sorry. I see
but we're not here to talk about Rear Window. Look, I liked Vertigo, you know, but it wasn't as good as Rear Window and not as good as Psycho either. So, of the three Hitchcock films I've seen
in January, we'll get there. Yeah. Jeanette, what are your first impressions of this movie?
Well, I'm with Vince that it's not as good as Psycho or Rear Window. It did not live up to the 2+ decades of hype that I've gotten from people about this movie. Everybody just really made it sound. I mean, again, there are things that he was doing that are groundbreaking and therefore make this film fantastic. Mm-hmm. But aside from those things, to Vince's point, it was there were two specific spans of the movie that got very dull. Kind of the time whenever he was courting her, like before the initial death scene.
Version of her, the second. Okay.
Before the initial death scene when he's actually courting her and she's falling in love with him. And then what I'd like to call the 5 faux endings. It's like the movie ends about 5 times before we get to the second plot, which is her revealing herself to be this I don't know, patsy, I guess would be the best description. But like, I don't think we needed like 4 fade to blacks with dramatic music before we got to that one, because they didn't really matter.
And then the actual ending feels like there should be more to follow it. But then
Exactly. I was like, and because he literally looks like he's about to fall too. And I'm like, it should have gone to black and then we should have heard him scream. Like, that was kind of what I expected. And then my third big issue with it was, what the hell was the other female character there for? Like, the woman that's in the apartment that's not his sister, his girlfriend, his wife, like who?
Yeah.
According to the wiki,
why is she there?
Ex-wife, or it's his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance.
Really?
Which I didn't get. I missed that.
Yeah, and then,
I thought they were just like old friends from the neighborhood.
and that she had a crush on him,
I thought they were together, and the whole movie was him cheating on her.
Which I kept trying to wonder, because I'm like, well, it is Hitchcock, but he seems to just really need men to have 2 women. Like, I'm like, this woman literally does not serve a plot purpose, because like they start to show that she's jealous, but then that doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't matriculate into her doing something to the other woman, her doing something to Jimmy Stewart. Like, it doesn't. She just literally at one point tells the psychiatrist there's no hope for him, and then leaves. Like, that's
I think she's just there as a device for him to give information to us, like to have another person for Jimmy to talk
I guess she seems like a really extraneous character, like distractingly so, because I kept getting excited when she was on the screen, like, ooh, what's she gonna do? Nothing. Like, nothing. She's gonna do nothing.
She puts herself into the painting.
I thought that was one of the coolest. I was like, oh man, she's gonna go all like Fatal Attraction, she's crazy.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't. That's it. I'm like, what the heck?
No, and it was a good painting. I feel like that lady, she could have a career, but
yeah, she seems to be doing just fine without Jimmy Stewart. I don't know what's wrong. She seems very talented and very like she's profiting. I think you could say
that about every lady who acted opposite Jimmy, like the characters. Every female character is better off without him. Even I would say in It's a Wonderful Life, I know they're like, she's a spinster, but like she's doing better. Like, she has a good career at the library. She seems happy. The only reason she's miserable in the scene that we see her in is because a strange man she's never met before is accosting her on the street, which, like, of course you're going to be in a mood.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
Yeah. All these poor women.
But somehow Hitchcock finds a way to both show extremely strong female characters, like women really standing in their power and really being independent, and at the same time demean women to no end. Like, I don't know how you can do that. You create these really admirable and at the time one of a kind, unique types of female characters. Like, at that time there's no other female characters like that, and then somehow put them in a situation where they're a wet washcloth for this Jimmy Stewart butthead. Like, what the heck?
Except, would you categorize Madeline / Judy as being one of those types? Because I feel like she's so poorly written. I think she's so obnoxiously head over heels in love with him.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that relationship when she is masquerading as Madeline. I know the film tells us that they're in love, but I don't understand why they're attracted to each other intellectually, or like I can get him being physically infatuated with her because like Hitchcock and it's a blonde lady and it's Jimmy Stewart as his lens, but like within the context of the movie, they tell me that they're in love and I'm thinking like, why? What?
I will say I personally have not seen Hitchcock portray love very well. Like, I don't know if that's the actors, I don't know if that's him, or if we're not ever actually supposed to see true love. If we're supposed to just see lust and infatuation and mental disturbance, like maybe we're not supposed to actually, but like, I don't think thus far I have seen an accurate portrayal of love in a Hitchcock film. So That
I
would
mean,
be my
Marvin
take
loved
on it.
his mother.
Yes, okay, sure, but again, not a portrayal of love without mental disturbance.
True. Yeah, Judy really annoyed me in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like
She
there were
obviously
just
is a bit of a mamby-pam. I know she did something crazy, and that takes a bit of a
yeah.
backbone. But like, she got a man to get her to do this in the first place. Like that other guy, she got that guy got her to do this in the first place. So she obviously is a little bit weak anyway.
Yeah, it just yeah, I think that's what it is. She's so weak in terms
Yeah.
of especially just her giving into wearing the suit and dyeing her hair
Maybe
was what
that's why the other woman is there. Because that's who I was talking about these strong female characters, is the other woman that
oh
serves no purpose. And I'm like, well, maybe
right.
that's the purpose, is we're supposed to look at this woman who goes, he's crazy, I'm leaving, I'm walking away,
Yeah.
I'm getting out of this situation.
Mm-hmm. Because I think that was just when the movie pseudo lost me, because I can buy into Jimmy Stewart's character unraveling and giving into the whole obsessive side of it and saying like, oh, please wear the suit, please dye your hair, replicate the hairstyle, just turn into this person that I want you to be. But then on the receiving end of it, for her to be so willing to go with it purely
Yeah.
because she's in love with him, I just didn't find interesting. It's not even that I
Yeah.
think she's a weak, flawed, not flawed. It's not that I think she's a weak character and I don't like that. I just don't think she's an interesting weak character because she
Yeah.
just goes.
So that was the part where her kind of caving, like the more she caved in and the more he had to push, that was when I kind of started to get into the movie a little bit, because that's when it started to feel dangerous
Mhm.
and it started to feel a little unhinged. And so that at that part, I think, yes, she's acting the way you're talking about, but at that part, I was okay with it because it was getting the story into this thing where I was actually feeling any amount of suspense or horror or thrill or whatever. I was like, ooh, that's a really dangerous, volatile relationship when somebody's controlling someone like that.
Yeah, I think I got more invested probably around the same time in the movie when the penny kind of dropped for me that Jimmy Stewart's character was aware that she was Madeline, not just looked like her, but like I know he like figured out when he connected the dots with the necklace being the same one. But then that kind of recontextualized for me all of his actions. And then it had me going back in my mind thinking, okay, at what point did he suspect it enough to start playing opposition, as it
Yeah.
were? I still don't know. And I do think that's one of the more interesting things about the movie is tracking what his progression is to essentially lose it. Because
Yeah.
he fully loses it.
I would love to kind of touch on, this movie's 1958, and this was like a really kind of influx time for mental health and what people believed and didn't believe, and there was just a lot in the ephemera going on about what was real with like psychology, down to like they make reference, he says a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or a psycho whatever, and like people were just starting to commonly use these terms in everyday life. And I just really like how that kind of, they constantly talk about the woman needing psychiatric help, like in the court hearing or whatever, they talk about, oh well,
Right.
the wife had all this. And I will say how in Rear Window, we brought up, or I had mentioned how it was easy to watch because we don't really reference in that movie how the relationship of women being owned by men or anything. That isn't really gotten into in Rear Window. It's very much gotten into in this movie, like the ownership of women by their husbands. And that kind of also gets rolled into that whole mental health thing. But I love kind of seeing mental health history in the world, and specifically in North America, depicted in culture is interesting. It always, especially when it's at the time, it's trying to be very modern about it. So especially when someone's trying to be with the times, to look back over 50 years later and look at it and go, was this accurate? and
Right.
some of the things that they talk about, like the Mozart therapy, like they're still
Right.
doing that today. It's just not the sole treatment. It's just, but like that is still a thing. So I just find it really, really fun and interesting to see how
Yeah.
much that was in this and how much, it had to do with the story.
I think that's interesting because I feel like part of something that the movie didn't necessarily deliver to me was a more interesting examination of that. And I feel like this is, again, a thing that I find always happens, at least with me, in revisiting or watching Hitchcock movies for the first time, is that I just intuitively go into them with expectations that are shaped by what movies are now and like what narratives have been for the movies that I've essentially grown up with, without identifying that he was operating from a very different place. Like, for example, in The Birds, pseudo spoilers, I always assumed that there would be some answer as to who was controlling the birds, but there's not.
Yeah.
And yeah, and kind of the same here. I went into this expecting it to be a much more interesting psychoanalysis into Jimmy Stewart's character, and then it kind of was, but it also wasn't in the way that I expected. Yeah, it just kind of showed us a few things and was like, here's obsession. Enjoy watching him being obsessed. That's the movie.
Well, and I love that, the obsession is the thing that he doesn't, nobody ever tells him he's obsessed. Like they don't, but what he does get told is that he has the scientific name for vertigo, right? Or what the thing that can give him vertigo. And so really this whole like discussion is at just the literal title heart of it, especially at the beginning when they're like talking to him about this condition. The fact that in 1958, they're even talking about it like they believe that it's a real thing. And I would say if this movie was made 8 years prior, there are not enough people who genuinely believe in the existence of this thing in the common public to put that in a movie. And I find that interesting. And then also, again, in the court scene where another man, in the first scene we hear him talk about the issue, it's to the woman. But then in the court scene with a man, that man is diminishing him and using it. He literally calls it a weakness. They were not aware of his weakness.
Yeah.
And I really, the way that stuff is so smart. And I just wish that the movie was a little more exciting so that stuff could shine a little bit more, because it is really smart. It's woven in there.
Yeah, and I think that's a key thing with this movie. It has so many good elements, except it's at the same time so long and drawn out. And the things that are interesting, I don't think there's a ton of payoff and at the same time, if not payoff, there's not a ton of interesting exploration into it. Like another example, I think, is that Vertigo shot visually, the like dolly pan or the dolly zoom effect. I went into this expecting there would be a lot more of that, and then there wasn't, which is fine, like as an isolated camera trick. But I think that's kind of how I feel about the whole movie. The most interesting things are just little blips on the radar.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I truly believe that the best part of the movie was when Jimmy Stewart's face was superimposed over like the trippy stuff in the background. I'm like, oh, this just got really interesting. The painting's haunted. It's gonna take over your soul, and I can't wait to see what this movie has going for me next.
Yes, when they went into that animated scene that like turned into like leaves, it was giving me Pink Elephants from Dumbo. I was like very, very, very into it. Yeah, I could have done with more of that, but then I guess it would have been bordering on like Yellow Submarine or something.
No, not Submarine. I Want You Now, though. What did I have to say with regard to that? I can't remember. I agree. Oh, no, I was going to say there was one shot that I found really interesting where they were kissing and it, like camera just went around them and the background changed.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, was this rear projection? Was this practical? I don't know. But the fact that I can't figure it out, like, good job, Alfie.
Yeah. And I will say, I mean, obviously his cinematography is always fantastic, but specifically the way, not just the lighting, I mean, the lighting was beautiful, but like the colors of the lights, the neon in this movie, but the way that he used, and I don't think this was being done much at the time, the way he used the ambient lighting instead of additional lighting to light the people in the scenes. Very much like last week with Rear Window, but again, you could tell it was more intentional spotlighting in Rear Window. Like, it's a dark room and we're going to put the light in this part. But in this one, I just felt like the way the neon and the various different colored lights across the atmospheres lit up everything, but without looking like they added additional lighting. It was really neat.
Now, that's something that I've started to notice more in films over the past few years that I just love. I thought it was such a niche thing, but I've started to clock it more recently, is like having a setting where you establish that there's a neon light outside the window and then having that inform the lighting. Like, I think I mentioned last week that he does that in Rope. I forgot that it happened in this movie. Tim Burton does it in Big Eyes. And
have you ever seen the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling?
I blocked it out because I don't like the scene when he accidentally steps on the man's face in the elevator.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but that is one of the things of that movie that sticks in my mind the most, is the beautiful neon lighting in that movie.
Because more movies need neon lights. Neon is so beautiful. I love neon.
It really is, and it's becoming like real, true neon is becoming less and less prevalent. A lot of what you see is LED tubes and stuff. It's like, it's not true neon.
Bring back true neon. Point. Bring back true neon. Yeah.
Anora had good neon.
Yes. Anora had really good ambient lighting, like in general, like the weird lighting that somehow cigarettes and strip club lights give. I don't know how you get that exact mix other than going to a strip club and having cigarette smoke in the air. It was perfect.
Nora won awards that other movies deserved, but I feel like that's my villain origin story.
Well, hey,
truth, but we all think different movies deserve those awards.
Oh, it's true. I mean, I would have. Obviously, I wanted Cynthia Erivo to win Best Actress. I knew it wasn't going to happen. I was very much pro Demi. I was like, give Demi the Oscar this year.
Yeah, and I very much thought that was a big surprise. I'm going to learn to never get too excited about a female candidate for anything ever again, because they usually don't win.
Like Alice Brooks, who wasn't even nominated. Justice for Alice. That's also my villain origin story. Yeah. One other thing I remember distinctly about Vertigo was the first time I watched it, I would have rented it probably because I know that it was on DVD and I was watching special features, and such a niche thing. But one of the film historians was talking about how interesting and weird it was to have a blonde lady in a gray suit. And for some reason, that's just something that stood out to me with this movie. And I was looking forward to seeing. And then it happened. I was like, oh, look, blonde lady, gray suit. So that's fun.
I wonder if that has to do. So at the time, and I don't know, I mean, maybe that was perfectly normal. I don't know. But at the time at that point, women were using that whole old system of like, you're a cool winter or a warm autumn or whatever, like for your face and your hair and your shoes and like everything you wore. So like if you had blue eyes and blonde hair, you were a cool winter. Or if you had pale skin, but then if you had like darker skin, you'd be like a warm winter or something. And so women were given these palettes and were told like, you will not look good in anything except this. And maybe gray was unusual for whatever makeup she had. I don't know. Like maybe that would have stood out more.
Maybe. Kind of to that point, I am curious to know, could either of you tell that when she showed up after fake dying as Judy, could you tell that Judy was Madeline?
No.
Right away?
Genuinely. No. I genuinely could not with the way she had redone everything. No. Also, whoever whoever did the makeup in this movie was not as good as whoever did the makeup in the last movie. I don't know if it was the same person. Maybe it was. But somebody got some real, like, I don't know if the trend in 2013 to 16 of girls' eyebrows that were like this freaking big. Yeah. But like, and again, maybe it's because I'm watching it in freaking 4K or whatever now. Like maybe you couldn't tell that back then, but the eyebrows in this movie were serious. They were like Sharpie eyebrows. They were. That was it like on her specifically.
Was it like that for her though when she was Madeline? I only noticed the eyebrows as Judy because I was trying to clock.
Yes, especially when she was Madeline. I could tell because she had blonde hair, so they really stood out to me. On Judy,
Okay.
I actually thought they were huge, but they looked a little bit more normal because she had dark hair to go with dark eyebrows. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
rough. But yeah, no, I couldn't tell. Until like it started to allude to it.
Yeah, like I think that's one of, if not the most powerful things about this film for me, is it puts me into this place of not trusting my memory and not knowing, like realizing how difficult it is to remember actual faces once
Yeah.
you lose like the defining characteristic of this is what their hair looked like and this is what their makeup looked like.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I went into the rewatch distinctly remembering that was a thing for me the first time I watched the movie as a teenager, was feeling stupid, let's say,
Yeah.
that I didn't clock right away that it was the same person. And actually, I think my mom said in the comments she doesn't remember watching this movie. She did watch this movie with me, because that's one thing I distinctly remember is when she showed up as Judy, my mom knew right away. She was like, "Oh, it's her. That's Madeline." I was like, "No, it's not. She looks totally different."
Yeah, that seems like something that if I was watching this movie with my dad, he would have completely spoiled within like half a second. She would have walked out and he would have been like, "That's her." He does like. I
Right?
can't. I'm total tangent here. I will never forget whenever we went to go see The Sixth Sense, and my dad leaned over to my mom halfway through the movie after he'd figured it out and told her, and he didn't tell me, thank God. And I literally saw my mom punch my dad, like punch him in the arm, and was like, "David!" And and I'm like thinking, like,
I don't
right
blame
as I'm
Dave.
saying, right as I'm saying this, I'm like, I know my dad would have ruined like that particular
Yeah.
moment if I
Well, I
I
think
watched this with him.
if you can figure it out, you need that moment of validation so that the person you're watching it with knows that you got it. So you didn't just say at the end of the movie, like, "Oh, I knew all along."
I knew
Like,
it was. But yeah,
Yeah.
I felt really like it felt nice to actually be like tricked by something so
Yeah.
simple. I was like, did I really just not notice that? Because she
and what
dyed her
gets me is
hair.
that when he dresses her up as herself, as Madeline, she still looks different to my eye while looking like the same person, which is such a like trippy mind f for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, she just reverted. She looks slightly like I know that.
I think that's another part. And again, I don't know if it was done intentionally, but I think that's to show us like no matter how hard he tries, he can't push her back into this mold. He can't ever make her fully perfect again because she's not pretending to be that other person. She's just not. She's not putting in the extra mental effort to be that person.
Mhm.
She is her now, and there is no going back.
She is Judy. I would have probably been like 17 or 18. Mother? Yes, high school. But yeah, I think with my mom, at least in that instance, it was less of her having a David moment of like, "Oh, I figured it out." I'm almost positive just her seeing the face and recognizing like, "No, that's the same person. That's the same face."
Yeah.
Which, yeah. And I just find that fascinating, especially now, like social media world. I feel like we're more attuned to just what people look like in general. It's also interesting to look at the movies as well with the lens of, could this narrative still happen in a world where there are cell phones and more photos and social media and everything? Like, would he have been able to more easily clock that she was
my theory is every single one, every Alfred Hitchcock movie falls apart in a world with cell phones. Like, I guess maybe not cell phones necessarily, but smartphones. Like, every single Hitchcock movie falls apart. Yes, last week, Rear Window, that one scene when she's dropping the thing off in front of the guy's door, like I said, ring doorbell, dead. Like that plot's dead.
Yeah.
If the guy's got a camera on his phone to record these people doing this stuff and he doesn't just have to tell somebody about it, movie's dead. Like, I do think that this all falls apart.
Would this one fall apart though? Would this one fall apart?
They would have taken pictures together at some point. Like, he could look at the picture enough and like, and people are on social media. If she had a social media presence and then just randomly disappeared and then randomly came back as someone like, I think it all falls apart.
Yeah, Judy pre Madeline would have had socials. She would have been all over the IG. Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, this movie was maybe this is going to be really, this could be politically controversial. Okay.
Okay,
This movie was the only time that I wanted to make America great again because
What?
because I have never seen a department store experience like that woman had. Okay. When was that happening? When I go to the department store now, I have to go find my own clothes, find them in the sizes I want, bring them to the fitting room, bring myself in the fitting room, put them on my own body, try them on, look in the mirror, leave. No one ever helps me with a darn thing. This woman got to sit down and someone modeled the clothes for her.
You don't have models with your exact proportions just on standby?
Was going to get it altered in store by the end of the day. And I was like, I don't like, my mother talked about department store experiences in the 60s and 70s, and I've never even heard of this before. So I'm like, when was this? Where was this? Because I want to go there.
It does seem like something that I'm assuming would have been probably only in bigger cities. Like this is San Francisco, I think. And I can see it being in New York as well. Trying to think, it didn't seem that foreign to me. Like, not that I've ever had that experience, but I do think I've seen it in other movies of the era. I just can't think of what or when.
And the makeup experience, like when they were like, she's sitting in the chair and they're like doing everything to her while I'm like, can someone do my nails and my toes while my hair is getting done and my makeup? I didn't
Department
know that.
stores do that though, don't they? Don't they still do makeup?
Not
at least within our lifetime, they had the chair.
A lot of those things have closed. Like a lot of them closed during COVID, and then decided to never restart those services.
That's sad.
So yeah, but I just was like, that department store experience was like,
rest in peace, Hudson Bay.
Oh, look at that.
Blankets. I mean,
that department store experience was like one of the coolest parts of this movie, and other than the fact that he was being super creepy. Also, I'm like, nowadays if a man acted like that with a woman in a public setting, someone would probably call and like, or they do like the help symbol and be like, do you need help? And be like this man's like,
he would be asking for Angela.
Yeah, they were all just like, oh sir, how nice, you know what you want. And I'm like, on his life-size American Girl doll, like what the hell is going on? These old women don't care.
They're there to make a buck. There it is.
Just that really killed me. I was like, oh no, she's not even safe amongst other women. They're not going to save her.
Yeah, I don't know why. He is a lot more messed up. Jimmy Stewart this week is more messed up than Jimmy Stewart last week, but Jimmy Stewart last week bothered me more. Just in like his casual, like, shut up, Grace Kelly. Just shut up.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sleep with that young woman across the way if you don't shut your mouth.
I guess maybe the difference for me is that in this movie feels aware of how creepy he is, of how creepy he's being, even if the people in the setting aren't aware. I felt like he was normalizing the behavior last week more so than it being the point in this week's movie. But yes, also at the same time, don't talk to people that way in stores.
God, Jimmy Stewart, for being such a likable, maybe that's why he's allowed to be all these guys. He looks very likable. Like he's just, and he sounds likable. And then he's just such, like we said last week, even in It's a Wonderful Life, he's not a likable character, really.
Oh, but that's, George Bailey is a victim of circumstance, though.
Yeah, but the more I watch that movie as an adult, I'm like, can you stop whining for just stop, okay? We're all adults and we all have to adult. Just shut up. And then in these two movies, I'm like, you have women. And like, why are you being a butthead? You're just being a butthead for no reason.
It is true. This might just be me. Is anyone else weirded out by seeing Jimmy Stewart in color? I feel like he's more endearing when he's in black and white.
His hair bothers me.
Yeah.
His hair makes him look way older than I don't know if he really was or how he was supposed to be, because the Kim Novak character is supposed to be 26, I think they said. And I'm like, I'm gonna guess he's at least 46, which fine at that point in your life. Age, whatever. But like, still, I'm like,
Yeah, he would have been like between 47 and 49 probably when they shot this. So Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about the color of his hair throws me. Maybe it's just the colorization process and
There's
not.
Jimmy Stewart in color. I also wouldn't recognize him if you didn't tell me that that was Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy's just not in black and white. It's
Yeah.
it's not Jimmy. Yeah. Oh, apparently Eaton's used to do that in the 60s. Department. Did you have Eaton's in the States, or is that just for us?
I've never heard of them, but the South, specifically New Orleans, had a lot of New Orleans only not grocery store, department stores. Yeah, we had a lot of like Southern or just New Orleans ones, but I think I've heard of Eaton's before.
Yeah, I can't. I think I need to look it up now.
I feel like I heard of Eaton's in a movie in Chicago.
Eaton.
I feel like that's where I've heard. And that
they're Canadian, or they were Canadian. Rest in peace.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, they were also founded in the 1800s. All these great department stores from the 1800s just going away.
Oh, department stores. I used to we had a department store when I was a kid called Maison Blanche, and that was just a treat of a day to go to Maison Blanche. I loved old department stores.
Was it a big white house?
It was a big white concrete building. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. I just imagine that everything they sell is white, like you're eating marshmallows and eating white
No,
rice.
it was actually very brown and brass on the inside, but yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Earthy.
Delightful. Vertigo. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to touch on, which we kind of have a little bit, but something that really struck me was how interestingly structured this movie is, where we touched on how multiple seeming fake out endings, but I also felt like this movie shifted what it felt like it was going to be. Like you said, it felt like it opened as a pseudo supernatural movie where with like haunted painting, possession, and then turned into a kind of murder mystery courtroom drama. But what really struck me on this rewatch, especially since as I mentioned, one of the visuals I remembered was the flashback to the murder scene where like they throw the duplicate body off the roof. I was positive that happened at the end, and I was really thrown at just that reveal being dropped so nonchalantly by Hitchcock right in the middle of the movie, and him also feeling mid-movie that like this is 100% Madeline now in disguise. How does everyone feel about that choice as opposed to I guess it would be more conventional now to have that be not revealed until the end, but how did that sit for everybody, just having that bomb dropped at such a unexpected point in the movie?
I feel like we said this movie's a little drawn out, and I feel like that shouldn't have been in the middle of the movie. That should have been maybe like the end of the first third of the movie, if he wanted to have the rest of this story happen. And then like that could have been like and that would have also just kept the action a lot closer together. And I feel like that scene should have been longer. Like we should, like you said, it was just kind of boop. And it was like, I want to see that whole scene. Like, when was it not the wife? When was it the wife? Like, I want to see him. How did he kill the wife? Did they say that?
No. Oh, he snapped her neck.
Okay, so like, where's that? Some form of that scene. Like, I know he wasn't going to show it back then, but like something. So yeah, I just feel like that could have been earlier, so that then we got more action leading up to the other ending.
It's also interesting to just wonder about the logistics of what even is Murderer's Name. It's so weird that this movie is centered around a very well thought out, brutal murder, and yet that's not even the point of the movie.
No, that guy's like the third character in the movie. Yeah.
What is his name? Gavin Elster. So, like, I just question, how did Gavin pull that off? Did he bring her up the tower alive and then be like, snappy? And then did he arrange for her to be wearing the same outfit in advance? Like, how much planning did Gavin put into this? That's the movie I want. I want to know how Gavin did it. Maybe I'm messed up for wanting that, but that's the movie I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he had to get 2 identical suits. He had to make sure that her hair was the same color. He put a lot of effort into making a clone wife.
Also, how big is this area? Like, where did that guy go to do that? Is there like a woman at this hair salon and department store going, there was a guy in here like a few months ago that also had a woman that he wanted a gray suit and he wanted her hair dyed but then there's a woman that used to come in here on her own and buy this gray suit and get her hair dyed and done this way. It's just like,
imagine it is the same department.
The third guy. to come in here and ask for the suit.
And then for all they know, it's the third woman coming in for the exact same makeover.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, because you pointed that out just now. Like, did he go get her hair done? Like,
there's just so many questions. And the painting. Well, I guess that lady was real. Carlotta was real.
Yes.
Which they established. But it also would have been funny if he commissioned the painting. Like, he put so much effort into getting rid of his wife.
Yeah.
Like, there were easier ways to do that, which I feel Hitchcock has explored in other movies.
Especially planting a seed about possession in 1958. Like, The Exorcist did not exist yet. Like, that wasn't a commonly, like, thought of, like, oh, this woman's acting strange. Maybe she's possessed. Like, that was the first thing to come to. Honestly, before they made it to possession, she would have been given a lobotomy. So, I mean, I don't think we would have ever made it to possession.
My gosh, I don't think I recognized how ridiculous this movie was until we started reflecting on it.
Yeah.
But possession, haunted painting, department stores.
Yeah, I might have to knock this movie down to a 7.
Yeah. And also, like,
in
the end, was anybody truly having an affair? No.
No.
The woman was not with the actual guy. She was a fake. So nobody was ever. So, like,
the only real crime in this movie was the one murder.
And I still don't even think that murder but it wasn't. It was for money. It wasn't because anybody was having an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that why he killed her? For money?
Yeah, her all the rest of her family had passed on, and she was the heiress to that big shipyard fortune. And so yeah.
Again, that would have been a more interesting movie.
A higher plot point.
Side character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Side character who's just kind of caught up in it.
Yeah,
so wait, he got away with it, right?
Yeah.
He's gone. He's gone for the rest of the movie. He's fine.
Okay.
He's wherever he is with his money.
Is there any way Jimmy Stewart can blow his operation wide open now? Like, no, he doesn't even have evidence.
No, well, he just
knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what's up with the nun? That
I was
nun
just
comes
about
out
to
of
say,
nowhere.
The poor nuns. They're going to have to install the nets like they have outside of the Apple facility in China. They're going to have them there's nuns are like, this is becoming a real problem.
Just anytime they see a blonde lady in a gray suit now, they have to ring the bell.
Like, why are these women coming out here to do this? Oh my God. And then I'm like, there can't be too many roads in and out of this place. They're like, you escaped whenever she fell. And I'm like, did no one see him leave in his car in the middle of the desert? Like, or we're like in this this rustic countryside. No one saw him drive away as they're all on a roof. They're on the roof with the body. They didn't see him leave.
Oh, if only Alfie was still around, we could give him all these notes.
He would be a friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
I wish that, can I say too, I wish that when people fell and passed on that way, that it was as artistic and beautiful as Alfred Hitchcock makes it out to be. They're always in this kind of S shape. And I'm like, oh, I wish it were that attractive when people fell from high heights.
I mean, to that point, I was really impressed at the fall at the very beginning of the movie in terms of how did they pull this off, because it didn't look super fake. It didn't look real, but it didn't look
it looked good.
Yeah. For that era.
That opening was great. That opening had me thinking this movie was going to be action-packed.
It was kind of funny, though. Like, that guy didn't have a chance in hell at helping Jimmy Stewart there. And, and he takes a little tumble, and next thing you know, Jimmy Stewart's okay.
Yeah, I love how easy it is for everybody else to fall except Jimmy Stewart. Like, this chick falls off this thing that literally has, like,
there's so much space.
There's the width of my desk of like, and Jimmy Stewart like strolls out there after she falls and like looks over and everything. I'm like, well, that seems pretty easy, but okay. Also, what was she? Was she scared of the nun? I didn't understand why she freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, it was a scary nun. She was a scary nun.
I think she looked like death. I think she looked like the Grim Reaper or something.
I thought maybe it was the dead wife not actually being dead, because I was ready for a twist and I didn't get it.
I don't know. I was just like, why'd she freak out about this?
Maybe the nun was possessed by the painting.
Oh, and now we've made it back to The Conjuring.
Yes. So now it's that ties everything
Instead
together.
of a painting of a nun, it's a nun possessed by a painting.
Yes.
That's the sequel. Sequel. So with all these observations we've made, I'm curious to know your thoughts as to why do we feel like this movie is so well renowned. I mean, just pulling up the wiki page, some of the accolades that it's had include in 2012 it replaced Citizen Kane as the greatest film of all time according to the Sight and Sound greatest film of all time poll. I think that's a magazine.
It sounds like I don't know.
I
wouldn't call it that.
The AFI ranked it as the 9th greatest American film ever made. Yeah,
Hold on,
I can think of 9 other better.
I would love to know if it's number 9. I would genuinely love to know what number 8 and number 10 are. That would be very interesting to me.
Number 10.
I'm
actually angry right now.
Uh-oh.
Number
Wizard
10
of Oz?
is Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, so this movie is not better than The Wizard of Oz.
This movie is not better.
This movie is not better than The Wizard of Oz.
Hey, what's number 1 on the list? Because I think the best
It's
American...
Citizen Kane. It's always Citizen Kane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's Smokey and the Bandit 2 on their top 10 list?
2?
Yeah.
So
it's the best of the trilogy.
It didn't even break out the 100, Vince. I'm sorry.
What was number 8?
What
was number 8? What was right above it?
List.
Okay, Schindler's List is definitely a better film than this movie. Okay. I always love to see what's right above and below when things are placed, because I'm like, do I agree on both ends? I don't know. Yeah. I definitely do not agree with it being better than Wizard of Oz.
Apparently, the only 8 movies better than Vertigo are Schindler's List, Lawrence of Arabia, Gone with the Wind, Singing in the Rain. Singing with the Rain, I can get on board. Raging Bull, which I haven't seen, but like,
it's okay.
Yeah. Father, okay.
What is it? What did you say?
Godfather is number 2.
Oh, Godfather. Oh,
okay.
No, isn't Godfather 2 is a better movie?
I'm not into any of the Godfathers. I don't know.
I've not made it to Godfather 3. I've heard I don't need to, so haven't done it. But
you got to do it.
One day I will. Yeah. I like Sofia Coppola when she's a director. I don't want this to besmirch my impression.
Oh yeah, that's all anybody knows about that movie is how bad she is.
Well, Godfather 2 is still on the list, but it's number 32. That's fun.
Hey, it's in the top 50. That's not
true.
Bad.
I'm still off that Vertigo.
Where's Idle Hands on the list?
Let's see. 75.
Oh yeah.
75. 75 is In the Heat of the... I don't even know what In the Heat of the Night is.
In the Heat of the Night is the movie that the TV show was based on. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah, Sydney. I love Sydney.
Call me Mr. Tibbs.
Yeah. Oh, is that movie? Okay.
Yeah. But did you ever watch the TV show? It was really good. Oh my God. I love that TV show. So good.
Let's see. There aren't that many other Hitchcock movies on this list either. And it's wild to me that this is the top ranking Hitchcock movie on there.
There's no other Hitchcock movies in the top 100?
No, Psycho is there. It's 14.
Okay. Well, again, how does Vertigo make it ahead of Psycho? What?
Yeah, Psycho is better.
How does Vertigo make it ahead of most of these movies? Like Sound of Music.
Oh my Lord. Stop.
Wow.
Lord of the Rings.
I think Vertigo could have been 90, not 9.
Yeah.
North in by the top 100, 55. Sure.
Yeah.
Is Enter the Dragon on the list?
No.
Oh, awful.
I know.
I don't like this list.
It's the American Film Institute. Isn't Enter the Dragon not American?
Oh no, it's Warner Brothers, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they had some lapses in judgment. I mean, this was in 2007. Tastes have changed. So, although
Oh,
never mind,
2000.
this was the updated list.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Oh,
Let's see. In their original list, where was Vertigo in their original list? From 1998 or whatever. Okay, well, in the original list, Wizard of Oz was number 6. So already a better
okay,
list.
okay, yeah.
Vertigo's not even in the top 10 on their original list. Vertigo was 61 in 1998.
Okay, and there it should have stayed because that makes a lot of sense. It should be in the
Yeah.
top 100. It should not be in the top 50. I do
But
not.
what
Yes.
happened to the AFI in less than in 11 years? No, that's 9 years. In 9 years to make Vertigo go from 61 to number 9. How did taste change to that point?
it's COVID.
Also, how did the qualifiers change enough? Like the cinematography didn't change. It's still the same. The directing didn't change. It's still the same.
It was that it was that gray suit.
That's what it was. It was the gray suit.
Yeah.
My original question though, why do you think everyone loves this movie? Why is it so lauded and acclaimed in these ways?
Could it just be the power of the dolly in zoom out effect? Like, could it just be that?
They hardly use it though. It's used better in Jaws.
They use it like 4 times. It was better in Jaws.
It was better in
I don't know.
Jaws.
Yeah, but this was the first time it was done, right?
Yeah.
So I think anytime it's the first time something's done, I think that we lived through a period, and this is counter to what we just saw on the AFI list. Okay, this is exact opposite to what that proves. So maybe I'm full of baloney, but I feel like when Matt, you and I, like you said, you had a period where in high school, maybe early college, where this, you were really checking out Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like when I was growing up, it was very like, if you don't know your Hitchcock, you don't know film, you don't know cinema, you don't know about horror, you don't know about whatever. And I feel like it was very prestigious watching. Like if you knew about it, that's good. Like, about everything. And now I don't think it holds that importance. So I think we might see the hype around this film die down. I think it's why the hype around Psycho never dies down, because it's remarkable and you can watch it and tell it was groundbreaking. Rear Window, I think you can watch that one until it was groundbreaking. This one, I watch it, and if you don't tell me that dolly trick is something that was never done before, I'm not going to think this movie was groundbreaking. Yeah. So I do think that there was a prestige built up around it that might just now be dying off.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's a lot of prestige. I think it's one of those movies that speaks to people that are in the film industry in some way. Yeah, because it's about obsession and it's about objectification of people, which I at least had to read essays on in film school, and I couldn't really tell you the deeper underlying discussions that have to do with that. But I know that is a thing, that when people are analyzing film in a critical, pseudo-pretentious way, when you bring it back to what's the dynamic of this thing looking at this thing, and what does that do to their brain, then it gains brownie points for how good it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what true the movie is. I feel like it's kind of the same with Citizen Kane. It's not really an interesting movie unless you're told why it's important.
I still haven't watched that one. I
do Citizen Kane one day.
I gotta do. It's one of those black and white movies, just like Casablanca, where I'm like, inevitably one day I will need to watch this movie.
But unlike Casablanca, it's not better than you expect it to be. It's worse than you expect it to be.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm always scared. Casablanca made me all excited, and then I sat down and watched a couple other black and white films. I was like, no, that actually was boring. That was actually boring.
The most interesting thing with Citizen Kane is that it puts a lot of Simpsons references into context, which is fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Specifically, like one episode where you get Mr. Burns' backstory, but some other stuff as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Citizen Kane. Yeah, there we go. Anything else to say about this movie?
Oh, I think we said it all.
There it is.
It's a
I didn't
7.
really come up with a game. I kind of came up with a game. It's a lazy game. Again, I use ChatGPT. It was based on the game kind of went out the window when I realized that vertigo isn't a phobia, it's a condition. And the game I came up with was, what if I just like name a phobia and you have to tell me what it is? And I decided that that's what the game will be anyway, because I think that's fun, even though it's not really related to this movie.
Well, vertigo is the thing you get from your phobia. He has a phobia of heights.
That's true.
And yeah, because he was talking about phobias in this movie, and Jimmy Stewart was also talking about phobias in the last movie.
That's true.
So, there was a time where Hitchcock typecasted him as a phobia guy.
Also, I'm sorry. One more thing about this movie. Why did does Hitchcock in any other movie that you know of rely on someone being incapacitated at the beginning of the movie? Because this is 2 weeks in a row. There's just been an incapacitated Jimmy Stewart, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Stewart. I think he just wanted Jimmy Stewart to be incapacitated all the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That really bothered me. I was like, okay, this is a crutch, no pun intended, but like this you don't need to, like, you're using this story device way too frivolously.
That was why, in my mind, this was like the spiritual sequel to Rear Window.
Yeah.
Like, this is where he's at now.
Yeah.
He divorced the blonde lady that was too good for him, or she left him, but she's still attached to him. And yeah, there we are.
He gave up photography.
Exactly. And he took on being a detective, which makes sense, actually.
Jeff would go into
yes.
Because he'd be like, I was so good with we're gonna know what happened in the Rear Window. Then I'm just can't do a Jimmy Stewart impression, but it's fun to try. Is he North by Northwest? Because I guess if we
think so.
program that, no, it's Cary Grant.
Oh, yep.
What a shame.
Oh, love Cary Grant.
I'm sure.
His Girl Friday.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I want to.
Oh, that's great. I saw that in a real theater a couple of months ago.
Nice. I know they did.
Quite lovely.
See, Cary Grant is in my favorite, feels like a Hitchcock movie, but is not directed by Hitchcock. It's called Charade. It's him and Audrey Hepburn, and it's delightful.
Ooh,
Charade is, I wanted to Audrey Hepburn month, but we didn't have time. Even though it would have been more interesting than almost every other movie that we watched. But no one owns Audrey in that movie, though, so it wouldn't have fit the theme of, like, who owns her in this movie?
Who owns Audrey?
Who owns Audrey? And an exploration in 4 films. Oh, Audrey. I still love her. Okay, so phobias. So for tonight's game, I am just going to... Actually, no, we'll go back and forth. So you will take turns. I will give you a phobia. You get one guess, and if you don't get it correct, then the other opponent has the opportunity to steal if they can correctly identify what the phobia is. We will do 10 and then see what happens. So here we go.
Okay.
Because I might not be able to pronounce all of these, I am going to put them on the screen.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. What did he have? In Harvey, his affliction was an imaginary bunny. I do love Harvey. Harvey's a great movie. Has everyone seen Harvey?
No.
Does everyone know Harvey?
Is this a Hitchcock?
No, it's not. Is Jeanette just really invested, or is she frozen?
I think she might have froze.
No, I think she's waiting. I think she's just really invested. No, so Harvey.
Jeanette wins the staring contest.
She hasn't won yet.
No.
Okay, she just did. Well, I'm really bad at staring contests. Like, I always have to be blinking. That's me. Yeah. No, Harvey is about this guy who's played by Jimmy Stewart in the movie, based on a play, and his family is concerned for him because he's convinced that he has befriended a 6-foot-tall invisible rabbit that only he can see, named Harvey.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Jeanette will come back. Well, I'll talk more about Harvey while we wait for Jeanette to return. That's kind of the whole plot. There is a really funny moment when he commissions a painting to be made of him and Harvey. So anytime you do the play, you basically need to create a life-size portrait of your lead actor with a bunny. Which is
wow.
Fun. Yeah, I saw it on Broadway with Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory playing the Jimmy Stewart role. It was quite good. Very good.
Have you ever seen the 1990s Elijah Wood film North?
No, tell me more.
No, it's about North, and he's a young boy who decides to divorce his parents for being assholes,
That's funny.
and so I don't know, he takes them to court and they get arrested or something. But Bruce Willis shows up dressed in a bunny costume, and only North can see Bruce Willis in the bunny costume. So I guess that's a reference to Harvey.
It could be. I also feel like Donnie Darko might be a take on Harvey as well. I never made it to the end of Donnie Darko, but
I don't think Donnie Darko is a take on anything.
I mean, it's not a guy with an invisible rabbit friend. Oh, is Jeanette frozen again? Jeanette, come back.
Oh no! Can you see me now?
Oh,
we can
hear you.
Oh well, I can.
I
see
just noticed
me.
that your hashtag blonde fetish movie. That's funny.
Oh yeah.
I did hashtag justice for blonde lady. Which one? All of them.
Yeah. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right. Here we go. So I'm going to put a phobia on screen. We'll start with Jeanette because you're there. And just for fun, before you tell us what it is a fear of, I challenge you to read the word.
Okay.
Here we go. Some of them are easy.
Oh, aviophobia. Fear of birds.
Hold on. Let me check. That is incorrect. Vince.
Oh, okay. Second thought, probably.
Aviophobia, the fear of flying.
That's correct.
There you go.
Okay. Wow, I thought it was birds too.
I was like, I thought flying was a different prefix, but nope, that's it.
Okay. Let's do. So, Vince, this is your turn. That's your word.
Mysophobia.
Okay.
Is it the fear of fungus?
It is not. Jeanette?
Mesophobia is this fear of sounds?
It is
or
not.
Like mouth sounds?
We were looking for fear of germs and contamination.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh no, Jeanette. Oh, you're back.
You're back.
You froze. You went away, but you're back. Okay. Next. Hold on. Boom. Jeanette, please read the word and then tell us what
Kumpunophobia. Kumponophobia. The fear of saying Hawaiian words.
Close, but no. Also not close. Vince?
Kumpunophobia, the fear of volcanoes?
No, we were looking for fear of buttons. Fear of buttons.
Oh.
What the heck language is that button in?
Right? Okay, next. Vince, please read your word.
Oh, triskaidekaphobia. It's the fear of delicious salty crackers like Triscuits.
Close, but no. Also, again, not close. Jeanette?
Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of 3 people named Kai.
No, we were looking for fear of the number 13.
Oh,
I actually only know this because there's a scene in Friends when they're helping Joey rehearse to audition for a game show host, and one of the questions is, "What is triskaidekaphobia fear of?" And then I think it's Ross. He's like, "Fear of Triscuits."
Oh, sweet.
But then they say no, it's a fear of the number 13. Whose turn is it properly? Jeanette's turn,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on. How many have we done? 1, 2,
4.
Okay, this is number 5. Yeah, sure. Let's do this one. Boom.
Astrophobia.
Astrophobia.
I'll say the fear of space.
I'm gonna say no, but if Vince doesn't get it, maybe I'll give it to you. Vince?
Okay.
Is it the fear of stars?
No, it's the fear of thunder and lightning.
Ah.
Yeah. So kind of there, kind of close. Sure. Okay. Sky. Vince.
Glossophobia.
Glossophobia.
Is it the fear of magazines?
It is not. Jeanette.
Glossophobia. I'll just say the fear of glossy things.
We were looking for fear of public speaking.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Again, another thing I thought had a different name.
No. Jeanette? Boom.
Yes. Thanatophobia. The thing I want to say is not, as I know it's not it, but I also don't know what it is, so I'm going to say it anyway. The fear of Thanos.
Then, okay. No, that's not it. Vince?
Is this the fear of death?
Yes.
Oh,
How'd you know that? How'd you get
Because
that?
the Greek for death is Thanatos, and that's where Thanos gets his name from.
But he's not
perfect.
even the Death character in the Marvel universe. There's a lady named Death. There's a lady. Death.
Yeah, but he's in love with death.
Oh, but not in the MCU, so it doesn't count.
Right. But in the comics, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Comics aren't real to me, but yeah,
Mhm.
I accept it. Okay. Vince, it's your turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Trypophobia.
Trypophobia.
The fear of doing psychedelic drugs.
That is incorrect, Jeanette.
Trypophobia is the fear of many small holes.
That is correct.
Oh,
I do not
like
have it,
Swiss
but I think it's
cheese.
I think it's enticing. Well, more like a beehive.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that's like a lotus pod. That sort of holes.
Next.
Okay.
Oops. Oh, well, I put a slash in. The slash isn't part of the word. Jeanette.
Ophidiophobia.
Yeah.
Ophidiophobia. The fear of flowers.
No. Vince?
Is it the fear of drowning?
It's the fear of snakes. We're looking for fear of snakes.
Oh, I don't get that.
And I think this is the last question of the regular round. Vince?
Coulrophobia.
Yeah.
Coulros. Coulrophobia. Coulrophobia. Is it the fear of sheep?
It is not. Jeanette?
Phobia is the fear of plants.
No, we were looking for fear of clowns. I
thought that was chlorophobia. I thought that L came out. Oh.
Coulrophobia. Wow.
That.
Ah.
All right. So you two are tied.
Yeah.
Tied. So I guess instead of a bonus question, it'll just be a winner take all. So here it is. My question for you is, of the phobias listed, which one do I have? Of the past 9 or 10 phobias listed, which one would I comfortably identify as saying I have?
Do we just scream it out? Or we keep it inside?
You can vote.
You
just
might
scream it
have
out.
to. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, I'd say both of you. Yeah. Lock in an answer. And you can both lock in an answer, but you can't repeat an answer. So whoever says something first, you get dibs on that answer.
Oh, well, I think it's coulrophobia, the one that's on
the clown one. Okay, Jeanette thinks I'm scared of clowns. Okay, Vince?
I think you're scared of many small holes.
You're correct, Vince.
Really?
What?
No way. What's that like? Like you look at a beehive and you're like, oh,
terrifying. No, the absolute. I actually forgot I had this phobia until just now when I looked at the goddamn list and saw the word and saw what it was and remembered, oh shit, I have this. And if you Google just the word, so many triggering images.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's the worst. I don't know. No, we can't do it. Ugh.
Wait, what's it called?
It's
here, I'll put it on screen.
trypophobia.
There you go. Google it now. Don't show me, but look for yourself.
I'm going to Google it right now.
It's trypophobia, and look up a lotus pod. That's one of the more troubling things usually for people. Or Matt, have you ever seen a I forget what they call them. They're basically like wasps that make hives on metal, and their hives are like they look like futuristic, like little. I don't know. It would kill you. It would kill you on the inside.
Oh my God! There's a picture of a chick with like lotus pod arms. Yo, that's kind of wild.
No, stop. Actually, that specifically is the thing I find the most triggering. I know that these images are very rarely real, but these pseudo, like photorealistic looking images of like
the skin stuff. I see how that's no good.
People make that just to do weird videos like for trypophobia.
Like early, like pre where we are now with having slightly more internet awareness of very few things are real. There were images circulating that were like, oh, this person had a fly lay an egg inside of them, and then it manifested as all these little pods that the maggots could crawl out of. And I was like, nope, no, we're done. We're done here. It's over.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm taking the word on the screen.
I can see how this artwork doesn't appeal to you.
Oh God! And now Yoda for Mark is going to post something. Yoda for Mark is going to post a lotus.
Here I am thinking you're scared of clowns just because you were like terror. I'm not going to watch Terrifier. I'm like, oh no, you won't watch it because it's gory, not because it's a clown.
It's gory. I love clowns. Scary and fun. Scary clowns are fun. Like both the campy type of scary clowns as well as like if Art the Clown wasn't so gory, I'd be all into Art the Clown.
See, you got to catch him when he's just walking around the park because that's when he's just being fun and playful. He's not.
I know what he's capable of.
Other than when he tries to hand you some intestines, but that's. Yeah.
No, like Pennywise. Like I'm a fan of Pennywise. Pennywise is fun,
right? You know? Or friend of the show, John Wayne Gacy.
Yes.
This is the second time in less than a week where John Wayne Gacy has come up in a conversation I've had.
Well, you brought up scary clowns.
It is funny how much John Wayne Gacy comes up. I will say he comes up in conversation for me like kind of frequently.
It's that terrifying. Time of year. It's Halloween.
I went to a Fringe show this summer, and the finale was a song about John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, sounds like a banger.
Yeah, I will play the song for you when we're off the air. It involved the lyric, "The man wasn't clowning around."
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
It was great. All right. Well, any closing thoughts on Vertigo or just in general? Because this is the last show of the calendar year before we reconvene in January.
Just that I'm super excited to watch more Hitchcock.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to watch a whole bunch between now and then so that like not only do I have those under my belt, but I'm going to like watch the other ones we don't have to watch. So I just know more Hitchcock.
Agreed. No, that's kind of where I'm at too. I want to watch a bunch more of the movies. And he has so many, like even movies that I pretty well have never heard of that I'm just curious to dive into. So there we go. More Hitchcock. We'll have our intermission, watch a bunch of Hitchcock movies and come back. Woo, it'll be great.
Perfect.
Well then,
yes,
that's time to tell everyone who you are, what you do, and anything else you want them to know. We'll start with Vince.
Oh man, hey team. You know, it's the last show of the year. I'm sad to see you guys go. I'm sure y'all are sad to see me go. You know, I'm a little low energy. Last week, I promised that I'd be more high energy this week, and then I got goddamn sick. So, thank you to our sponsor, Hall's Relief. I get a huge kickback off of go to halls.com/teacup1 and enter the fucking contest, and we all get money back. So anyway, I don't know. You can find me on Instagram. It's Vinny Ridge or Vinny Ridge Media on TikTok. I think that's what I am. Anyway, sorry, you got away from me.
Somebody help Vince. Hi. Yeah. I'm Jeanette. You can find me on Instagram at TinkerJ787. And I'm just chilling, I guess, until we're back. Maybe I'll start doing my own movie things of movies that we would never cover on here. On
to that.
Yeah, maybe I'll do like Midsummer or something.
Never mind. Won't do that.
No, I think I'm just gonna miss you guys. I just love doing this every week. So yeah, please come back and find us here in January.
Woo! All right, it's me. Yes. Yeah. Keep an eye on the channel. As I said, unfortunately, we are taking a little bit of a hiatus just because I am going to do exciting, fun things on the other side of the country, which maybe I'll post about, maybe I won't. Who knows? But yeah, for the two people that are watching, yeah, I'm going to go do a show. I'm going to go do Elf the Musical in British Columbia, which should be a super fun adventure. I absolutely love the show. It's a theater company full of folks that I'm very excited to work with. Unfortunately, it means less consistent content here, but I am still going to try to put out some shorts and some videos, and who knows, there might be some surprises. But please watch the older content. There's a bunch of it, and I'll see you in January. Goodbye. How do you end this? Boom.